Hello and welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. Hello readers, I've got no guests this week, I've got no news or information. Just a reminder that if you're enjoying this funny little show, tell your friends, tell your gaming group, it would be much appreciated, and let us push on with episode 235 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast, Rab A Dab Style. Good evening everybody, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Vastly underprepared as always. It's been one of those days.
You know, we have
How's
high
everybody?
expectations, Mike.
Well, I'm afraid those expectations are about to be dashed.
They're never met. You know,
It's a low bar, and I haven't met it. I'm here with my favourite player, Dan,
Yeah.
Leonine,
everybody's favourite player.
Fuzzy, everybody's favourite player. Well, apart from
Apart from everybody. Apart from all of the
Lucas
readers.
Lucas on the jet plane.
And Lucas.
Master of Spider Science.
And Graham.
Paul.
Hello.
All
Paul.
his Windows updates have been
Johnny.
processed.
Actually, no, I am Johnny's favourite player.
The disgusting, warped, obscene form of Johnny
Thank you.
easing himself into his specially adapted high chair and the Danish rune that makes us swoon. Yes, it's Olaf Hotperson.
Is that from that
Hot
bloke's
Viking,
list?
Graham. That's from Tom. Thanks, Tom.
I thought that was a good one. Yeah.
Now, where we left things. Paul, you need a recap because you were locked in the broom cupboard last week because of your virus. You visited Zulshin,
Yeah.
at her live workspace, and it kind of went well and it kind of ended on a bit of a frosty note. But she has agreed to fix your orrery. Says it's going to take her a few days to do so, and that if you've got other things to do, you can call in on your way back. She also gave you, in consideration of your services in slaying, destroying, and producing the skull of Thessalar the Lich, she gave you an 8-inch tall porphyry statuette that you believe is a statuette of Rabedabedas.
Yeah.
When Burple was handed the statuette, he was invested with the third portion of the spirit of Rabedabedas and gained some benefits. Advantage on something and plus something on whatever. Something like that. I can't
Charisma
remember.
stuff.
+2 on, what was it?
Charisma.
I never pay attention, but I can look it up. We can look it up in a minute.
I thought it was dexterity and constitution, but maybe
It is charisma.
+2 on saving throws.
Advantage on
Wasn't it
charisma
advantage?
rolls.
You get advantage on dexterity rolls
Yeah.
as the artist, not including initiative, and on charisma ability checks. Don't think that includes saving throws. When you left Zulshin's and gathered outside her residence, the air grew cold, sounds grew dull, and our three failures, Scaly with the purse, Buggy with his belt of the dwarven kind, and Burple with the statuette, felt compelled or heavily drawn to bring the three objects together. When you did so, a spirit was summoned before you. This figure you believe to be the spirit or the ghost of Rabedabedas. That's what it looks like anyway. Obscenely short dressing gown, enormous spectacles balancing on a nose that also suspends a long dangly moustache. His head is almost completely bald apart from the very centre of the pate, from which spirals vertically up a sort of narwhal's horn of spun hair.
So we finally get to say we know him.
He regards you and he says,
At last, I am free, and you have freed me. I am the spirit of Rabedabedas.
In that voice.
Yes,
Are you going to keep this up?
Oh, God.
yes.
Yeah, go on.
Many years have I waited.
Sorry, what?
16 long years. My spirit has languished, caught in the border realm between life and death. All I wish is to pass over to Shadow and the realm of the woodsman.
Get on with it.
No, I wish to rejoin my sister, my dear sister. But my thirst for vengeance against the vile Dragotha ties me to this world.
He looks at you, Scaly.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about Scaly and looking for
If
him.
my memory serves me well.
16 years ago.
Scalio too.
16 years
You
ago.
haven't aged a day.
I wonder why.
What ordeals have you suffered? What befell you in the Ebon Shrine? I warned you not to go there.
Yes. And I went.
I see.
I went to the shrine and I got frozen in time. I got put into some amber or something like that. And I was captured.
That's like a week ago, you'd remember.
Yeah, damn right I would.
Yeah.
It was your backstory.
Desperately trying to find the notes,
Don't worry.
which I have on this.
I'm not that interested, really.
No.
He's just being polite.
Who said that?
Looks around.
Oh,
Down here,
dear.
Bugraft, Flange,
dear.
at your service.
How long I have waited for some brave individuals
That's
to
me.
find me and free me. Many years have I strived to no avail. Oh, no.
Right, finished? Hammer him into the ground like a tent peg. I'm sorry, what did you say? I wasn't listening.
would tell you my story.
Go on.
Go on.
Get
I
on
would
with it.
enlist you to assist me in my quest for vengeance against the vile Dragotha.
Yeah, take that as a given. Get to the
You
point. What do
captured-
you want us to do? Kill him? What can you give us?
Oh, that's very blunt. Your name is Burple Harpish.
Yes.
Yes, you are a wayfinder, are you not? Yes, all the signs are there. You can see the paths between worlds, can you not? Oh, yes. Yes, you can. Yes. Don't try and deny it.
Sometimes.
Session Zeeper. Yes.
It raises its spectral hand, gestures at Sessions.
I see an affinity, Sessions, an affinity between you and the shadow,
No.
the realm in which I dwell. Well,
What's that about?
Parker.
Turns to Parker.
Oh, no. Not Parker. Still, you have the gift of foresight. You are a seer of visions. And Scaly, your oath has brought you here. I sense it. Your path of vengeance now leads to Dragotha, and you have the strength in you to strike a final blow.
And he turns to Buggy.
And your pet. How important it is to have simple, faithful animal companionship in dark times such as these, no matter how smelly.
Yeah, needs a bath.
I was deceived. That is what led me here. I was deceived by Lashonna, queen of treachery.
Really?
Oh, no. How could I have been so foolish? How could I have been so blind?
Lashonna.
Lashonna,
What happened to her?
she is a servant of Geos.
She
I
was in my
should have-
possible hole at one point. Can anybody remember what happened to her?
Well, it wasn't her.
No, that's not Lashonna. Lashonna was...
Oh, the Shona, the
Yeah.
zombified.
Sister of Garth Southportal.
Yeah, she
Yeah, it's just not called Lashana.
Lahaka.
Lahaka.
No,
Oh, sorry.
Lashonna...
Yeah, one that
Lashonna
sounds
was...
like Mexican restaurant.
Lashonna was on our side.
Who
Was she then?
Can't remember.
Lashana
who-
was the noblewoman,
Yeah.
the sorceress in
Yeah.
Frostanger.
Yes.
Died...
Associate of Zeech.
She got killed and then...
Oh.
Well, you saw her killed thousands of years ago. Well, you saw her fall from the sky thousands of years ago, but you know that she didn't die because you've met her in the present.
Yeah.
When you were sent back in time, you saw her lead a charge, the Order of the Storm. She was one of the host of warriors taking on Dragotha and his minions, and you saw her fall just as you were jumping through the portal.
Now she's an
Right.
agent of Chaos.
She sent you on this quest in the
Yeah.
first place.
Oh, you have been deceived also. Yes, I was sent here. I was so short-sighted, so foolish. She is the queen of treachery. There is bad blood between her and Dragotha. Both see themselves as the true first champion of the worm god. I believe she sent me here in the hope that I would be successful and destroy her rival. How I wish she had been right. Now she has sent you to destroy him. I believe she feels there is no losing position in this. I sense it in you. Either you are destroyed or her rival. It is no matter to her. No.
Yeah, okay. What was that noise at the end there?
Many years have I languished as a spirit. I was captured by Dragotha. I was tortured by Mother Maggot, the dreadful creature. Oh, she took much from me, but much I protected. My knowledge of the Ebon Triad and the cult of Chios. Some of the secrets of dispersonality, though I was able to shield much from her. The nature of our order, but not the secrets of true spire. But I, in turn, learned much from her, without her knowledge. She believed all that I saw would die with me, but she reckoned without the strength of my will for vengeance. Whilst I languished in her chambers, I learned some of her secrets. She was uniquely proficient in the conjurative art of travelling vast distances, or between the planes, or both. And she was convinced that such travel could be interrupted, that she could divert travellers from their true course, or ride, so to speak, on their coattails. Her research was in its infancy, but even so, I learned enough to attempt to contact those who travelled this way, in the vain hope I could instill a compulsion in some brave individuals to find me and free me. Many years have I strived to no avail. Most of the early subjects became obsessed with building great mountains of mashed potato. I don't know why. And then I found you.
And he smiles at all of you.
And now, at last, you could truly free me from this netherworld existence by destroying my true nemesis, Dragotha. Commit yourselves to this task, and I can bestow powers upon you to help you in your quest. His lair is called the Tabernacle of Worms. It lies yonder.
And the spectral hand kind of gestures towards that little claw of the worm-crawl fissure as it spreads. The one that you've identified must be the way down to Dragotha's lair.
With the lake in it.
Not with the lake in it. No.
The one
Isn't it
above
the next
with
one?
the lake in
The
it.
middle one. Yeah, the
next,
next
yeah.
one up, or the one up,
Right.
the one above that, in fact.
The middle one.
Okay.
Another radio awards moment.
You cannot teleport into the structure. That was my mistake. Deborah alone knows how much Maggot's research has progressed, and it is carefully watched and heavily guarded. But from my vantage point, in the demi-shadow, I perceive another possibility. There is a secret way, hidden within the lair of Unvesh.
And he gestures northwest towards the fissure that you explored where you met the giant sorcerer worm and retrieved the 7 chests.
Right.
I can lead you to it, though something tells me.
And at this point, he sort of seems to focus on Sessions and Burple.
You have within you the sense of where it must be and the powers to find it. Will you join me in this quest to destroy Dragotha? Excellent. For story purposes, I must take your murmurs as assent. Otherwise,
Okay.
the whole adventure just grinds to a halt. Oh, no.
So this is the way we've just been. We're going to have to fight that bloody worm again.
There are alternatives to fighting.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, you have agreed to help him.
Yes.
As a
Yeah.
result, the wonderful, powerful benefits of these 3 items are enhanced. Woohoo! The character that bears the fraction of his soul, the artist, which I believe is
Dan.
Burple.
Oh, is it? Right, I better write that
The
down.
bearer of this aspect has immunity to fire damage.
Bloody hell.
All living creatures within 30 feet have evasion and advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Thanks,
Bloody
I
hell.
really need to write this down.
Write it down.
Write it
I'm
down.
writing it down. So, immune to fire,
Tonight's beer pool is a real
And-
find.
Oh, really?
or within
Where did you find it?
30 feet.
Well, I found it in a local bar, and I
Did you pay
immediately
for it?
Googled.
Have what? All within 30 feet? What, Mike?
No, you see, you're distracting me now, Dan. All within 30 feet have evasion
Have evasion.
What, all,
and advantage
all
on
of
dexterity
people
saving
he
throws.
chooses, or just everybody?
Done all living creatures within 30 feet. So it's something to be thought about.
Oh.
Living creatures, though. Living creatures. So,
Ah.
which basically means that all living creatures within 30 feet get to roll twice when they make a dex save. And if they save, they take no damage.
No, so much for being
And if
a
I'm
monk.
right about evasion, you're the expert, Lucas. The other subject that you're an expert in, other than spiders. Do you take half damage even if you fail?
Yes, you take half damage on
And there we go. Now, who has the aspect of the scholar? I believe that is Scaly.
I do.
Targets of spells from the bearer of this aspect have disadvantage on saving throws against spells. All living creatures within 30 feet are immune to fear and have advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Nice.
This is going to make it much too easy. Anyway, whatever.
Immune to fear and advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom saves, yeah. And then the one who bears the aspect, the Slayer, that's me.
Cool buggy.
The bearer of this aspect has advantage on attack rolls.
Oh,
Fuck.
bloody hell.
Blimey.
All creatures within 30 feet, doesn't say living creatures, all creatures within 30 feet have immunity to paralysis and advantage on constitution saving throws.
Bloody hell.
Which means that if you all stand within 30 feet of each other,
Yeah, we're
you're
like a sort of battle tank.
bit of a tasty unit, innit? I'm depending here upon the wisdom of Brian Criswell. If we find out that everything, I'll just make all the monsters really nasty and
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
just like, what are we up
advantage on
against?
Constitution. Did he say immunity to Paris?
immunity to
Paralysis.
Paris. Yeah. So if you're ever sent to Paris,
Yeah.
you don't have to go.
Does this stack with the stuff that I've got already, my features, plus 3 within 30 foot?
Well, of course. There's nothing
Brilliant.
that says that it doesn't.
That'll be lovely.
Right.
So long as we are together and aligned in this quest to destroy Dragotha, these powers shall be yours to preserve you from his nastiness.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So there is a way through in the northern fissure where we were,
Some secret way must lie there. That is my sense.
and you're saying we shouldn't teleport.
I teleported deep within the heart of the tabernacle and was immediately ambushed. I should have worked my way through the lower levels, destroying his minions first. I was overwhelmed, but in any case, I fear what Mother Maggot may have learned about teleportation and hijacking such techniques. Over the 16 long years I have languished as a spirit.
Yeah. Okay.
She leaps. Using mirrors, she can travel great distances. She can travel across the plains.
But where is she? And is she watching?
This I do not know. I believe her to be within the tabernacle.
You've met her in Frostanger, and you've met her in that weird demi-plane where Lugpod had Uncle Buggy imprisoned.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to understand, so where is the tabernacle?
It is yonder.
And he points off towards the central western spur of the fissure.
Right. So if I understand correctly, we're here to kill Dragotha.
Yeah.
Dragotha and Mother Maggot are enemies, but they're also next door neighbours, is that right?
No, this is no Lashana. Is an enemy of Dragotha. Mother Maggot is one of his greatest allies.
Oh, I see.
Lashana.
Right. Oh, Lashana. Right.
Shed
Okay.
me.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, that clears it up for me a little bit.
Both
Thank you.
Lashana. As I explained in some detail earlier,
I know, but the names.
both
You know.
see themselves as the true first champion of the worm god.
Lashana.
Lashana and Dragotha, yes.
Right.
They vie
Got
for
it.
that position. It was an uneasy alliance. I do not know how things stand now because I have languished in the spirit world. for
So Mother
16
Maggot-
years. Did I
Mother
mention
Maggot
that?
is Dragotha's like underling, like right hand.
Yes,
woman.
she is an Avalakia. Yes, a dreadful being from beyond the plains. She takes a human form.
What's an Avalakia?
Oh, of dire, dread, fiendish creatures.
Right. What can they do?
Shapeshifters. Oh, they are very adept at bending the unsuspecting to their will.
Are they?
They have
powers of necromantic sorcery, and when cornered, or when forced into physical confrontation, they are dread creatures to behold.
Sound
All
like
right.
yoga teachers.
All right.
What is this yoga of which you speak?
Do you know anything about the conjunction that's about to happen?
This is not something that I understand. Have you any other questions about things I may know about?
Chaos? Can you tell us about chaos, your understanding?
Oh, yes.
Tell us about the age of worms.
1,500 years ago, he has tried to ascend to godhood, but it was interrupted. I have been to the ziggurat. I have been
Yes.
to the jungle.
Yeah, we went
Kuruvma,
Yeah.
the dread city. Yes, you have been there? Oh,
Yeah.
yes. It seems our paths and our fates are intertwined.
Well, we've been on your trail for some time.
There, he attempted to ascend to
At
godhood.
least a couple of weeks.
At his moment of ascension, at his moment of sublimation, he was denied this great step. He was trapped within a monolith, and that monolith was seized by Dragotha before Dragotha became a lich and brought here, into the tabernacle of worms. Whether or not it lies there still, I do not know. But there, long centuries, Akiush has spent. 1,000 years ago, he tried to break free, but he was defeated by an order of druids called the Order of the Storm. And some brave heroes who I believe may know a little bit more about that than they are letting on. No. He looks at you lot.
Yeah.
This high-pitched voice with the slight lisp makes exposition almost unbearable to listen to.
It does. It really does, yeah.
Do you know anything about Katzenjammer?
Katzenjammer.
Yes.
It is a planet. Yes, a mythical planet, a source of evil, a baleful influence.
I see.
Each planet is linked to one of the great deities. Some believe that Katzenjammer is the planet that is linked to Kiesh himself,
Yeah. Okay, that
if
makes
indeed
sense.
it exists.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so how do we stop the Age of Worms from happening?
This I do not know, but I do know that if we are to defeat Kiesh, then the destruction of Dragotha is a necessity.
Yeah.
Allied with his strength and the strength of Lashana, Kiesh would be impossible to defeat.
Right.
Okay, doesn't sound good.
No, it's not great. No. Have you not picked that up?
Yeah, no, okay. So just to clarify, the way in is through that top thing. If we teleport over there, there's a risk it might get interrupted, or are we safe if we teleport up here?
Have you teleported whilst here?
Yes.
No. I would not do so again. Every time you use such powers, Maggot, if she is watching, she may learn more about you. She may be able to interrupt your journeys, hijack your transport.
Right.
Well, she's already done that. Or somebody's already done that.
Rabedabedas did
That
it.
was me. That was the thing I explained in some detail earlier, but in this annoyingly high voice that makes me difficult to understand.
Well, we head off over there then, unless anyone.
Summary: Mother Maggot is researching, was researching 16 years ago, techniques to interrupt teleportation,
Yeah.
plane jumps, and she is the queen of leaping about, using mirrors as portals, all sorts. He doesn't know how much more she will have learnt in the last 16 years, but he fears what she may now be capable of and would counsel against using teleportation within the fissure. As Marcus, in fact, counselled you against just that. Now, the thing is, I'm just going to draw these things in because the readers, you know this, but you found a note from Mother Maggot to Thessalar the Lich associated with an academic paper about the possibilities of dispersonality. That seemed to indicate that she was very interested in that and wanted to know more about it. It was written at a point where she was obviously interrogating Rabedabedas, so that must have been 16 years ago, and was having little luck. And this academic paper steered her in the right direction as to how to break Rabedabedas's will.
Right.
Okay, so
You found another paper written by Hestitestapod and Eligos Crowsblood, which was counselling against the potential vulnerabilities and dangers of the dispersonality techniques, especially to necromantic attacks. There you go.
Right.
We're all done.
So, really, the last question to Rabedabedas is, do you know Hestitestapod?
Young whippersnapper, he is a fool. He is a fool. Every advance that we make in our magics, he always pooh-poohs
those advantages. He fusses and worries like a man 4 times his age.
I write a word down on a piece of paper, shielded by my hands, and I will show it to everybody on the assumption that if we're being watched via some kind of clairvoyance or something like that.
Gotcha.
So she won't be able to see it. Just in case something happens and we want to test each other, is it the real? Because she's like deceptive, right? She can.
It's like a kind of safe word.
Yeah.
Not in that context. But
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotcha. It's a password. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it one of us?
Okay, so whatever that word is. Do you want to tell me what that word is? No. I'd misuse it. I'd misuse the power. What do you want to do? Do you want to follow up on Rabedabedas' idea of there being a secret way in?
The secret way in. Yeah.
And we ran away from that, didn't we?
Does anyone want to carry the glove with the door?
I really would like the extra dimensional door
Why?
with the library.
It
in
comes
it.
with the glove.
You have to attune to, don't you?
Yes.
Did we actually roll for those items? No.
Yeah, you haven't rolled for any items. You've got no sense that door can be locked from the inside. You've struggled to open the door from the inside without being attuned, having stayed within the library after midnight. But you don't know that there is any sense that that door is... You just opened it when you were exploring. You weren't attuned or anything.
But the door is no good without the glove. You can't carry it around without putting it in the
You
glove.
can put it in a bag of holding.
Yeah, I suppose you could.
Put it in the portable hole.
Yeah,
It's got a library of sort of academic books and all the
Spells.
arcane spells.
It's got every wizard spell in the player's handbook, and it's got stacks of academic papers. The 3 standout ones amongst the ones that stood out were paper about dispersonality, the paper cancelling against it, and a paper written by Hesty Testapod about the Wendeem and their ability to mask themselves and hide within societies
Yes.
for up to thousands of years.
Yes. Burple Herpish.
Just goes on and on and on. But it does seem to have, or communicate the sense that Hesty's very interested in that phenomenon.
Well, I'm quite
then-
interested in that phenomenon.
And there's
So I'd
search
quite like to
for the
read
Rod
it.
of 7 Parts.
Well, I've sent it to you, Dan. You just don't open your...
Where have you
Slack.
Oh, it's in
It's in
Slack.
Wormplot.
It's in Wormplot.
Ah, that's what that is.
Well, does
I've
somebody want
actually
these
read
things?
it.
I don't want the glove or any of the articles, but I quite like the door.
Why's that?
I don't know. I just like the idea of these extra dimensional areas.
Yeah.
Anybody? Shall I just carry it temporarily then?
I will have it.
You want it?
I don't want it.
That
Well, I
means,
am-
you're going to have to roll for it.
I'll look after it.
Well, I would like it rather than just,
I like the idea of the library.
Okay, so we've got... Should we
Moved in.
roll for it then?
It doesn't have to be a library, obviously. It's just a room, really, with shelves in it. It's got a desk.
They do require attunement.
Yeah.
When you're inside it,
To get out of
To
it.
get out.
to get out. But only if you stay after midnight.
But you can't lock it from the inside.
You've not seen a way of doing so. You don't think it's really intended to be a...
Rid out.
No.
Well, should we roll for it later when we got some more items, or should we roll for it
So
now?
there's
or
basically
just
the glove, the door, and
what?
the cloak. Is that right?
We've got the glove, the articles, the door, the robe
Well,
of
let's
the
roll.
Archmage.
I mean, let's
Well,
just
the
get on
articles
with
are
it.
just articles.
Yeah.
They have no intrinsic value.
Go on then, roll the dice.
Go on then, roll the dice.
Are you rolling for individual items?
Hang
or
on,
are you rolling
let's
for-
decide
Or are you rolling
first.
for choice?
I'm
I know.
rolling for
Roll for
choice.
choice. Roll for
Roll
choice.
for choice.
92 from Purple Herpish.
There we go.
63 for the
Oh,
buff.
Yeah.
fuck's sake,
63 from 9. 9
Oh,
from
nine.
Not the Real Parker.
Graham, Paul.
Wish to use my old magic dice system. It's so much more fun.
Paul.
17.
17.
I'm ahead
from
of Lucas.
Scaly.
Oh,
Position's
behind
Everybody else.
84.
84.
84.
Good, but not that good.
So, Robe of the Archmage, room, gauntlet. That's it, right? Those 3.
Was there a
Yeah,
wand?
glove.
And a glove.
Yeah, gauntlet or glove. Wand.
No, there's no wand.
I'll take the robe.
Johnny trying to sneak a little bonus item in there. You're going to take the robe of the Archmagi. Evilly aligned.
Yeah,
Okay.
worth a lot.
Worth a lot, yeah. So it's the gauntlet or the door.
There's a sentence you never thought you'd say.
No,
Right.
I think I'll take the interdimensional space.
You'll take the door Uncle Buggy?
I'll take the glove, which would you have to attune to it, and you can summon something into your hand immediately. Is that it?
If you attune to the glove, you can disconnect the door, as it were, and reconnect it to another item of medium size or smaller. I'm not sure what that means, because it's not defined, but a door is about as big as I would say it gets. Great big battle axe, but not like a house or Wolverhampton.
No. Okay.
And I can get the door into my bag of holding, yeah?
Let's say yes. I think we've established that it's a Learman's what's-it. More like a Morden Canaan's Magnificent thingy than a portable... Oh, I'm not even going to say it. Than a handy haversack. Portable hole.
Okay.
Oh, God, yes.
Graham, do you want the Rod of Resurrection for that door?
You're really
door's
after
looking-
this one, aren't you, Giles?
I quite like the idea. It seems quite fun.
Rod of Resurrection. You have to attune to it.
You have to stand on a chair just to turn the handle.
Yes, you
buggy.
do. You do. Rod of Resurrection. But it does heal spells as well as resurrections.
Let me have a quick look at it, and I will let you know.
Well, as you discuss this, and we're hand-waving any travel issues, I'll drop you on the map outside Nevesh's cavern. I don't know quite how you want to do this in terms of things like stealth, and are you using things like invisibility and all of that stuff?
Well, I mean, Skelly is not stealthy, isn't invisible, but does have his cloak of displacement. You shouldn't forget about. We should all remain within...
You'd never forget about something like that.
I'd never forget something about something that important.
No.
Never. Not once.
Is Rabedabedas with us? I mean, is he showing us the way? He's got a recommendation about whether we go invisible or...
You want to try and bring him forth?
Yeah, why not?
Unleash the accent.
If you kind of brandish the items close to one another, his spiritual form coalesces.
Oh, brave warriors.
How do you suggest we get past Navesh?
Oh,
It's the least...
I have no,
And does he know
I
where
have
the...
no experience of this creature. I just know from my vantage point in the demi-shadow that this is where the secret way must lie.
Oh, you've never been here.
Assuming that you're in the kind of approaches to Nevesh's cavern, Rabedabedas gestures towards the cavern.
Maybe it's the way that goes off to the right. Because Sessions, didn't you have something trying to guide you off to the right rather than the left? Because it's part of the shadow. Some sort of
There was a
shadow
different...
world
Further straight on, I think. When you went left and right, straight on seemed to be the way to
Maybe
go.
that's the straight on. I think it bends around to the right, doesn't it? Maybe that's the way.
Maybe.
This
So, who's probe?
is the way.
You are.
I am. Skelly's probe 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody want to fly us down the 100-foot drop?
I'll go first. I don't mind, but somebody's going to have to help me down.
Just as you are, you're not invisible, you're not flying, you're just walking.
I can't fly.
Okay.
No, I'm not
Have you got
invisible
a
unless somebody
rope?
wants to do invisibility on me.
Invisibility would be a good idea, I think.
The rope should be still there from the last time I was here.
Let's say it is.
Okay.
It only goes
Anybody-
down 50 feet, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we got that as well. I'll climb the rest.
Right. Are you trying to be quiet?
Purple,
Are you,
wanna
are you
do,
being are you
invisibility?
being stealthy? Are you,
I'm going to try and be quiet.
Okay.
But I've got a disadvantage on stealth. I'm wearing full plate.
Maybe...
What, give me a stealth check.
Any of you clerics got a silence spell?
Might
Pardon?
do. I think I might have.
10.
I've
Change
got
my
silence,
spells.
yeah, but it doesn't move.
10 is not catastrophic.
I think.
Scaly.
I got silence, yeah.
It doesn't move.
It doesn't move.
A point you choose within range. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fixed point. They've nerfed silence.
Silence!
Well, we could all go into the extra-dimensional
I was
library.
waiting for somebody to suggest
Someone
that.
carry us, invisible, flying into whatever it is.
There you go.
You want to get into my invisible room?
It's quite a way.
Invisible room.
It's quite a process to get out.
Yeah.
Sure, what I think about that.
Yes, how will we get out?
You can get into my library and out of my library up until midnight.
Midnight. Okay, I'm going to get into the library.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
I'll go in the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shh. People are trying to read.
Anyone else wants to be in my library?
How are we doing this? Are you flying?
It seems that way. Yeah.
So everybody goes into the library, you close the door, you put the door in the bag of holding, and Sessions flies into the cavern invisible. Is that your plan?
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I need to do an invisibility then, don't I?
I can do invisibility.
Of course you can.
Okay. As long as you are sufficiently silent, Sessions,
Flying,
you can fly your way
invisible.
into this gorge, and you don't detect the telltale rumblings of alert centipedes, and you are not assailed by giant phase spiders.
No, because there's something much worse waiting
Instead,
for us.
you make your way north through the chasm, and that strange draw that you felt, Sessions, when you first visited this cavern, well, it's back, leading you on.
Follow it.
Choose your altitude. There are branches off to the left and right of this chasm at ground level, as it were, but you don't need to fly at ground level.
Let's say 30 foot above the ground.
Okay, below you, it's a sharp V-shaped defile, the base of which is almost flattened out by accumulated organic remains and remnants, dotted with bones and skulls and rib cages and the like. As you fly below and past the branch off to the left, you get the sense of a giant presence, probably Christmas and birthday together, that kind of size. Off to your left, you can hear the occasional chitter and clicker of what you think must be giant centipedes. A little bit further north, you find another branch that heads off to your right, but the draw makes you feel that it's not that way. And instead, you head further north, and the chasm takes a bit of a gentle right turn, and you reach a point where you know, Sessions, as you get closer and closer, that at ground level, that is the source of this siren call to you. And as you descend and reach the extremity of the northern part of the cavern, you see a swirling vortex of shadow.
Like the shadowy vortexes we went through before to get to the shadow
Precisely like that.
world. Well, let's pop in there.
You've got a weird feeling, Sessions, in your trousers. The nearer you get to this vortex, if you recall from when you visited this area before, not the area of your trousers, this area of cavern, you felt like there was something inside you, like an unanswered call or an unanswered echo of your own self. Maybe I'm articulating it slightly differently this time, but something along those lines. Well, that becomes ever stronger as you approach this vortex. Now, as you plunge into it, rather like the ship in Disney's The Black Hole, you are...
Maybe I should have let them out first.
Well, would you like to do that? It would be cruel of me not to give you the option.
Would you like to be let out?
Yes.
Yeah, we better do that.
Yeah.
Retrieve the door from your bag of holding, open the door into a brightly lit, warm and pleasant room.
I'm not going to
full
let
of
them
your...
out.
No, you're not. Okay. Fine.
No, of course I'll let them
Okay.
out. It's safer with
For
them
a
out.
small fee, 5 gold
A
pieces.
warm, welcoming light floods from the library into the chasm. As you see your four fellows, I don't know what they've been doing with their time. Arguing, I suspect.
Devising a new magic allocation system.
Yeah. I've got... No, let's not get into that. Burple, the moment that you emerge from the library, you can perceive the skein, that bluish, eldritch tracery that seems to run from your breastbone into this vortex, telling you that this is a pathway to another world or another place.
I'll say this is a pathway to another world or another place.
Thanks, Burple.
What do you want to do? Jesus, you want to do it?
Well, I'm waiting for the review.
Take my
the
clothes
five-
off and jump into the vortex.
Yes, I'll
The
step into
5-star
the
reviews for my
Your Airbnb?
Zuba, the session Zuba.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. Lift, I think it's called, isn't it?
I'll press a copper piece into your palm. Thank you very much, Sessions. Is a tip.
Make a mental note that he's a real cheapskate, that uncle of mine.
What? Has anybody else given you any money?
Not
No.
yet.
Okay.
So I'm generous.
I'll give him 2 gold
Into
pieces.
the vortex one at a time.
I just remember the last time we were dealing with vortexes and vortices, and Sessions had these weird eyes going on. There was something
The
strange
fog-light
with him.
eyes, yeah.
Fog-light
Fog-light
eyes, which was a bit worrying.
Spooky, eh?
Multiple times you've visited the Shadow World, and more than one of those times you've encountered a sort of version of Sessions.
Yeah.
Also, Sessions had a vision when you were trying to learn the secret code to unlock the vault in the Citadel of the Weeping Dragons, in which he sort of transformed into that fog lampy Sessions version of himself and was trailing through tunnels ribbed by tree roots and into a cave where he saw the final sigils that unlock the vault.
After you.
In we go.
In we go.
Should we pick an order?
I don't mind going first.
Okay, Buggy first.
Strip
who's
down
second?
to the underpants and
Oh,
dive
Scaly will
into
follow
the
him.
thing.
God, okay. That's a surprise for the Shadow World.
Scaly will follow in. He'll get his massive chopper out
Yeah.
and dive in.
Buggy, Scaly. Who's next?
Sessions.
I'll go.
Sessions is
don't mind going
third.
Okay.
Not the real Parker is fourth. Burple is fifth.
So this is
okay.
TPK now, basically. You've just engineered TPK. There you go.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say that
You're fed up.
Rabedabedas is like, oh, you fools.
That's the wrong hole.
You jump into the vortex. Time stretches out to infinity and then snaps down to an instant. You are suspended in darkness. And then all of a sudden you emerge tumbling from this vortex. Let me put you on a new map.
Oh,
Good
yeah. The tabernacle
Nice.
of worms.
God, it's not Parker. Not Scott Parker. Burpley Herpish.
Yes.
Session Zeeper.
Yes.
A Scaly O'Toole.
Yes.
And Uncle Buggy. I'll just place you kind of randomly scattered around this vortex. You're in a cavern, lit only by whatever light you carry with you, the light from your items. But it is a monochrome world. A cavern stretches away to your north. There is a series of natural steps. The cavern itself, the tunnel, feels constricted and throat tight and is ribbed with tree roots from places unguessable and in directions unidentifiable. You hear hoots and squeals and screeches of creatures in agony or in ecstasy. You know not. What would you like to do?
Does my axe to the timber dart give me any kind of insight to this?
It doesn't give you an insight, no.
Insight.
The axe of the Grey Woodsman feels
Been a long
at
day.
home, or at least closer to home.
More
Buggy.
powerful. Okay, well, I will proceed forward in a northerly direction.
Okay. Sessions, you kind of feel a weird shudder run through you. You're not quite sure why. Buggy,
okay.
you've got dark vision?
Yes, I do. And I've got light. My axe of the timber dart glows.
10 foot bright, 10
10 foot
foot
bright,
dim.
10 foot dim.
It looks like this tunnel is kind of bending round to your right, so round to the northeast. And you can see a little puddle or pool inset in the ground. Water seems to be dripping from the roof of this cavern into that little pool, like scary, sifting through soil. You feel like you're in a tunnel, like a rabbit warren, like an earth-walled tunnel.
Okay, well, I'll proceed forward. I'll do a light spell on my pebble, so it's 20 foot bright, 20 foot dim. I've also got a
You
death
call it your
ward
pebble now, do you?
and
Okay.
I got a death ward and a freedom of movement cast.
I think you've already,
As
I think you've already
usual.
cast one today.
Yeah,
you've
as
already
per
cast
usual.
one today.
Just,
Yeah,
we
but
haven't had a new
you
day,
don't
so
cast a
still,
new-
you don't have to
You haven't
cast
had
it.
a new day, so you
no,
already
but I
have your
just want
death
to
ward.
double check that you know
Yeah.
that I've got those two spells.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
know. You
It's
double
my
check.
go. Anybody else
It's
coming
pretty
forward?
Exhausting.
Nah, we'll just watch you.
Perhaps the paladin.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Scaly, get over here.
Shut your face, Shorty.
You're at the front, right?
Who said that?
Yeah, I'll go at the front.
Buggy, as you advance and cast your light spell, you can see that passage to the northeast opens out into a chamber with a pool in it. Looks like actually it's a little bit tricky to navigate the edge of the pool. It almost takes up the entire space. The pool seems to have a strange quality, a strange grey luminescence.
Okay. Well, I'll go up, take a big
Scaly, you're
drink
following
out of it,
up.
and then
I'm just looking at minis moving on the
take my clothes
minis
off
moving
and
on the map.
swim around.
Is the surface of the water moving beyond anything dripping into it?
No, not beyond anything dripping into it. It feels like you're not deep below ground. It's on a grand scale, like giant fucking rabbits, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
But the tree roots are all around you and are kind of bracing, ribbing these passages. And it's almost like it's raining above you, and water is percolating through the soil above you and dripping down into these pools. Sessions, as you move up through the passage a little to the point where you can see round that northeastern bend and
Yeah.
see the pool, you feel a real attraction from the pool.
Okay.
The
Jump
pool feels like an oasis for someone who has trudged through the desert for weeks.
Whoops.
Jump in.
It feels like that first crisp pint.
Go on then, Parker.
The
Jump
glass
in.
beaded with moisture at the end of a hard
No, I'm
working
not
day.
feeling this.
Oh dear.
Not the real Parker and Burple are still hanging out near the vortex. They can't see any of this.
Yeah.
I'll dip something in the water. I mean, is it clear water? Does it look like drinking water, or is it all muddy and?
Yeah, it looks like
acidic?
rainwater that's collected in an
I'll move
underground.
up round the corner. Have a look
It's clear,
down,
is it?
see what scalium.
It's clear, yeah.
I'll put my finger in. Is it disintegrate or anything?
No, it's just.
Oh.
It feels like it's just water.
Put
There
a
is
bit on my
this
tongue,
weird
a
kind of
tiny
luminescence.
bit on my tongue. Does it feel like?
What, so you're leaning forward like an
no,
an
maybe not.
antelope at a watering hole and dipping your tongue into the water.
No. I'm just dipping my finger in and then licking my finger as it tastes.
No, I see. It kind of tastes a bit meh.
Poisony.
Muddy. It's
Make
got
a
that
saving
slightly
throw.
kind of metallic, granity taste of a mountain stream.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not that.
But otherwise,
Okay.
seems completely whatever.
Anybody want to go in?
Go on, take a dip.
You could
Do
walk
it.
north
Go skinny dipping.
past this pool. There's a sort of narrow 3 to 4
I'll do
foot walkway.
I'll move northwards along the little walkway.
Okay, let me reveal a little bit more. There is a passageway that heads up to your northwest. The first part of it is a set of natural steps that descend. The base of them, it levels out into an open area, part of which is occupied by a pool which doesn't have that strange luminescence of the pool you're standing next to. Looks a little less fresh, a little bit more stagnant, and floating at the base of the natural steps is some kind of weird version of Session Zeeper. As it turns to you, it switches on a pair of fog lamp eyes that bathe
Creepy.
the corridor and the pool and
Very
you.
creepy.
It's very like Sessions, but not Sessions. For starters, there is no broom, but it is floating, just like Sessions does on the broom. Its legs are wizened and atrophied. They don't look unusable, but they do look like they are unused. Otherwise, it seems like Sessions. And as it notices you and bathes you with the fog lamp eyes, it starts to drift towards you, and the ghost of a smile plays around its face.
Creepy.
Who wants to do what?
Well, I'll take my axe out and move up.
Okay.
Don't
Top
put the
of
smoke on.
Stairs, are they?
Yes, it's got a set of natural steps.
Yeah. I'm at the top.
I'm going to keep moving up.
If
Sessions, if the hairs were not already up on the back of your neck, they are fully up. And as you approach the pool like that, mirroring you almost exactly, a ghost's past buggy.
Mm-hmm.
It plays the lamp light of its eyes over the pool in front of it and over you. It smiles at you. It drifts over the pool, and then it starts to immerse itself. So just its head is still above the surface of the water, and then a single hand comes up and it seems to reassuringly beckon you into the water. And you feel like this sense of an unanswered question within yourself, Sessions. The resolution of all of that lies within the pool.
Right. Yeah, I
What
think
would
you
you
should go
like
in
to
the pool
do?
sessions. But before you do, can you just leave me the door?
And everything
I'll
else you
just
own
look
in your
after
will.
it.
Yeah, just strip off. We'll look after your stuff. Don't worry.
This thing
No.
looks at you, Sessions. Can you give me an insight check?
23.
This thing is saying to you with its eyes, it's okay. You know it's okay. It's time to do this.
It's saying it with its fog lamp eyes,
Yeah.
with its creepy fog lamp
It is a very
eyes.
creepy creature, but its expression seems to be sincere, reassuring, and seems to be exchanging a look with you like it knows how you feel.
Do it.
And
Do it.
there is nothing to be worried about.
Do it. Do it. We're going to be here all night. There's no possible way that Sessions is going to go in the pool first.
Do it.
Do
But
it.
it's not going in the
Do
pool first.
It's second.
Do
Who
it.
wants to do anything? It doesn't have to be Sessions. It could be anybody.
Okay, I'll follow it into the pool, Mike.
You're going to go into the pool.
Oh my
I'm
You're
going
going
god.
to lower
Move
yourself
up.
into the pool.
Let me the door. Let
There's
me
a
the
point
door.
at which the two of you are looking at each other, with only your heads above the surface. And this thing nods at you and then starts to slowly descend into the pool. Would you like to do the same?
Do it.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. Sessions and fog lamp sessions disappear under the surface of the water, and the luminescence within seems to glow and gather. The water starts to churn. You have the sense of there being entities within this pool. Something is happening between them, around them.
It's all of it.
What, you ask?
Oh, no.
Is happening
What is happening
between these entities?
What?
Come on, tell us what
is in the future for sessions?
Stop.
Well,
Yes.
No.
we're not going to find out now.
Why not?
No. Why not?
We're going to find out whether or not
Why?
that was a fantastic idea or a catastrophic decision.
The end of session.
When we pick things up next.
He's never going to leave the house again.
Yeah.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. Into the Wormclaw Fisher and Age of Worms are copyright Wizards of the Coast. Into the Wormclaw Fisher was written by James Jacobs. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening!